Hi, we are here today at BFI speaking to the director of a movie Hotel Salvation, which has traveled across the globe in various festivals and won many awards, including the most prestigious award of India National Award, two national awards, not one. Welcome, Mr. Shubhashish.
Thank you for having me here.
And how does it feel to win the most prestigious award for your debut feature film? And to tell us a little bit about it. And did you expect it when you first started to, took on the project?
No, obviously it's a really big honor for us to win, and for the team, because everybody worked very hard on it, and I was really happy that Adil got recognized for his performance. But no, when you're making a film, you're not thinking about these things. You're so focused on trying to make the movie and finish on time and do a good job and try to execute your vision. That not your vision, but to work as a team. That you don't think about these things. It's a great honor. But I'm really happy most about how the audiences are receiving the film. I think for me that's the most exciting thing.
Yes. Even after your first film went to Academy Awards.
Yeah, I mean, these things are not in your control, and you're not. It's not. I don't think it's for me. It's the right way to approach life. I just want to make films, and if things come to the film, and great. If they don't, I'll still be happy. But I'm happy people are connecting to the movie, and that's the most important thing for me.
Yeah, absolutely. Your first film, your first short film, Kush, and this as well. Both are, kind of based on real life and true stories. And India is such a large country, very diverse and everything. And I'm sure in your backpacking trip, you must have come across different fascinating stories. What was about this story which made you think that this can be turned into film and this story has to be told?
I found this story very relevant, first of all, because I found people around me dealing with similar issues, where they're dealing with parents that are older, and I could see the problems between the families, the invisible problems in a way. And at the same time, I found this idea of this place so fascinating that even in India, as a person who grew up Hindu, that I never knew this existed, this kind of hotel or this belief that you can go to Varanasi. So I felt somewhere between me having a chance to learn a lot more about my own culture and also to tell a story that I felt really strongly about. It was, I think, also this moral dilemma of a father and son in this one place, and not knowing whether he can leave the father or what he has to do. I think really was something that makes you stay up at night and think about what you would do. Along with the city of Varanasi, it has so much character. The people are so friendly and so interesting, and they're so peculiar. It's only in Varanasi the people of Varanasi can only exist. You don't find people like that anywhere else. So I think just the whole landscape of that place, including the people, all of this somehow became a one dish, and I wanted to make a film.
मशहूर चीज
अरे पापा को पता चलने
तो क्या वो हम दोनों को मुक्ति दिलवा देंगे।
हाँ पियो पियो पाल पियो
And did you meet any of the people who actually came there to die, and did they open up to you? Because when they are in that state of mind that they're gonna die, they don't usually open up to strangers and everything. So how did that go?
Well, I met people on various stages of their journey of dying, and the people in the last legs, of course, you can't talk to because they are not in that condition. but you can speak to the family members in that case. But I've also met people who are doing what is called Kashivas, which is they are pilgrims to Banaras, to hoping to die, but they don't know when it will happen. So those people opened up to me because, and it's not, I didn't go only one time to get all my information. I kept going again and again and again and again and meeting people and talking to them. And so over time, people slowly start to become warmer, and you have tea with them, you sit with them, you have lunch with them. I think slowly they start to talk to you, and that's a nice. I think that was my process at least.
Okay, and about the casting, you had one of the finest actors India has, Mr. Adil Hussain, who is internationally acclaimed, and is such a fine actor. So when you are that young, I believe you're 23 or 24, when you started filming. So how do you direct such an actor, such a senior actor, and such an established actor? How do you tell him what to do? And if you don't get it right, how do you tell him that was it something challenging for you?
Well, no, because I think the first time I met Adil, I was very comfortable with him, and I think the greatest actors are like children.
Yeah.
They have to come ready to be shaped. They have to come without ego. And they know that if I'm comfortable and happy with them, hopefully their performance will also be better because I will be able to direct them in the way I feel is appropriate. So with Adil, I never thought. Of course, I'm aware that he's a great actor and that he's this personality. But when you're on set, you're working. So you take a professional approach, you respect each other, and you work together and collaborate to make that moment come alive. So I never felt with him that, oh, can I tell him or not tell him? Of course, I'm respectful when I speak to him, but he also knows that if I say something, we're both trying to make a good film. So I think that level of understanding, and Adil is so great, he doesn't have ego, he's very warm, loving, caring person. In fact, he would try to make my experience easy. So I just loved working with him. I would work with him again any day.
Absolutely. And every film, generally comes with its own challenging, especially you're making your first film in terms of, putting money together. And when you're filming in India, there are different challenges like filming in public space and police permissions and everything. What challenges you had particular for this film? I don't believe you had any problem in getting funds for the film. Or any other challenges?
No, it depends what you call getting funds for the film, because I got the funds through like a kind of funding body where you're competing with almost 300 stories and only 3 get it. So of course I'm lucky I didn't have to go and wait 6 years to get money for my first film. But I think I've never met a filmmaker who felt they had enough time or enough money to make a movie. So this film is not any different from that. But the biggest challenge was I think the biggest challenge for any film is to make a good film, because nobody tries to make the film you want to make. I think this is the most difficult thing. And what you find funny, if other people will also find funny, whether if something moves you, whether it'll work. So you don't think about that too much. But I think it was always for me, how can I get the best out of people? How can I do it in the fastest possible time also, because we had very less time, and work in less resources, and just try to do it in the most pleasant way possible, I think.
क्या मतलब है शादी नहीं करोगी? हाँ? हेलो
हाँ पापा
नौकरी ले ली इसने।
क्या
नौकरी ले लिया है।
दिमाग खराब हो गया इसका? अचानक
अचानक नहीं पापा
तो
छोड़ना, क्या हो गया ये?
सिग्नल कम आ रहा है।
तुमको तो पसंद है ना? तो हाँ क्यों बोला था तुमने पहले?
क्या
हाँ क्यों बोला था पहले?
तुमसे पूछ रहे?
कोई और है क्या तुम्हारा?
नहीं।
हेलो
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 हेलो,
हेलो
अरे सुनाई क्यों नहीं दे रहा? देख ना थोड़ा।
अब तो कार्ड भी छप गए।
हेलो,
कार्ड भी छप गए। हेलो
हेलो मैं आपको कार्ड के पैसे मैं कमा, सॉरी।
क्या कर दोगी? क्या? हेलो
मैं लौटा दूंगी।
क्या लौटा दोगी?
पैसे लौटा देगी कह रही है।
क्या? पैसे वापस कर दोगी? पूरे कनौज में खिल्ली उड़ेगी।
नहीं उड़े पापा, किसी को फर्क नहीं पड़ता।
तुझे फर्क पड़ता है?
आप चिल्लाइए मत, रहने दीजिए।
तुम्हें नहीं पड़ता, हमको फर्क पड़ता है। हेलो
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 सुनो, आप शांत रहो।
हेलो
नाक कटवा दी इस लड़की ने आज।
You know, when I spoke to Mr. Adil Hussain a few weeks back, he spoke about how this film made him understand his relationship with his father better. What is your relationship with your father like? Is it tried to you put in your film? I mean, you put your own in life incidents in your film.
I don't think it's appropriate for me to talk about that, but I'm sure there's some stuff that's come from my own life. But my father's relationship and me is like any other father-son relationship, in the sense that I think we're really good friends now, but we have ups and downs, and I think it makes it more interesting, because I think we get to know each other. We're very different from one another, but we get to know each other more. And through this film, he also produced this film, my father.
Yes.
And I think through this film we got to know each other much better, and it was a really interesting time, because we would argue sometimes, and we would fight sometimes, but we were both again working for the same purpose. But so sometimes you're producer and director, sometimes your father's son, but he always supported me, and I think I feel really lucky that I had the support in all my life, not even just for this film. And I think we have a really cool relationship, where it's more like friends, where you can have a chat and you can kind of disagree as well. And I think that's really important. To be able to disagree, for me, is the most important thing, actually.
And this film is releasing next week in UK. You have any special message for the UK audience? It's been received well all over the world, in India as well. But so any particular message for UK audience?
Well, I mean, my message is please go, of course, go see the film. But this is the kind of film that seems to travel across cultures and across gender and ages. People from all walks of life are connecting to the film, because I think we can find a little bit of ourselves in that film. I always feel that this film is only half I've written and half the audience writes it, because we're kind of bringing our own life experiences into it. So I encourage people to go and watch the film, and I hope they like it, of course. Yeah.
No, absolutely. I'm sure they will. I watched the film recently and I absolutely loved it, and so did my friends. And I recommend all of you to please go and watch next film, Hotel Salvasan, Mukti Bhawan, as also it knows. Thank you very much, Shubhashish,
Thank you.
for talking to us. Thank you.